Hey guys, Don here. Welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. I'm going to go over the $1 Million Minute. These are the things that kind of helped get to the $1 million mark and beyond. So I think I'm on day number 4 from our EMR transition. So I don't know if anyone knows like my typical time. So usually I start seeing patients at 8. I typically last patients at 4 o'clock, and I'm usually home by 5. While I've been doing this EMR transition, I've been getting home at 6, 6:30, 7. Last Friday was at 8, and so it's a little bit longer. So I think if you're thinking about transitioning to new medical record, it's going to take a little bit longer to get home initially. And we reduced a lot of patients. So I was initially a little frustrated because we're so used to being busy and seeing patients. But I think it was a really good thing because it gave me time to basically just grunt through my notes and have time. So there's a lot less patients. I think yesterday I maybe saw 12 to 14 patients, which is substantially less. But it's making it for a little easier. There's only 2 notes that I couldn't figure out. There was one patient that had like systemic type 1 diabetes with mononeuropathy, and I couldn't really figure out how to bill the note. It wouldn't let me bill it. So that was one, and there was one other one I couldn't figure out how to add my DME in, so I did a cam boot. And so these ones I sent a message to my trainer to kind of figure out how I can do that. So I'm still struggling a little bit, but thankfully it was only 2 notes versus like in the beginning it was like 10 notes I wasn't able to finish at the end of the day. But so I'm lost. Morale is lost. But one thing I realized as well, if I'm not confident at using my EMR, I'm not as successful at offering things to patients as well. Now this was kind of an epiphany to me, because I've done more cortisone injections in the last couple of days. I think it's just easier, right? So it's easier to just go into what is simple for these patients. So patients typically I may have done shockwave. I just wanted them in and out. So I kind of reverted back to my whole initial 2-phase treatment. So night split, morning stretch, foam roller, and then for these ones cortisone, and then maybe PT, and then they're going to come back in 6 weeks, and if they're not better, then we'll do the shockwave route. I think I mostly did that, not that I think it's more effective. I think some of these people had more pain. I tend to do cortisone if the pain is like an 8, 9, or a 10, or if people are limping around. Then I'll consider more of a cortisone. But as well, it's just an easier note for me to do in the medical record. So it really made me think that a lot of times we may not be billing the most effectively or being the most comprehensive with our patients if we are not familiar with our medical record. Like if you're not really confident at doing your notes or everything is really easy to do, then it makes it a lot harder. That's where I think a scribe really comes in, because you're free just to talk to patients, treat patients, and you don't have to worry about all the documentation that goes along with that. So it was just kind of an eye-opener to me that many times I think part of the success in getting to the $1 million mark is being fully freed up and having the confidence to talk about this and knowing that the documentation will get done, making sure everything else is simple. And I'm a big advocate for that, for kind of figuring out, okay, what are the triggers or what are the stressors in my practice? What are the things that suck, and how can I fix those to make it easier for me, whether it may be sending out patient education information or anything else like that might need to be done, so I can be totally free and only have to take care of patients, such as like staff issues. And so a lot of times, if you don't have staff or trained staff, it makes it harder to do things that are more profitable in the practice. And that's not even saying like if we had a staff, for example, I would love to have a staff, which I don't, that could do shockwave for me. I have Marjorie that can do like nail stuff. I don't have someone that can do shockwave, but that would really free me up much more, and that's kind of the next step in the practice. But I also had a little talk yesterday with Al. Al is the guy that's going to be helping me with it's going to be a monthly newsletter going out. So I'd like to get your feedback once you start getting those. I'm also going to be putting together, we're coming up towards the end of April here, my one-pager. So one-pager is something that I send out via email, where it basically talks about the practice, what's gone well, what hasn't gone well, what I've struggled with, what's working. So I had one doctor send me one last month, so I would encourage anyone that's listening to send me one of these one-pagers as well. That would be something that would be good. It's good for you. It's the practice of doing it, I think, is good as well. Okay? Well, you guys have a good day. This is kind of a shorter one. I'm day number 5 today of doing ModMed. I will let you know kind of how it's going. I think it's going to be good in the end. Right now, it's kind of sucky still.